Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to play the guitar solo from the song Inside Out from the band XYZ. Now there's a couple of lessons here on YouTube on how to play the rhythm guitar parts for this song, but I've never seen a lesson for the solo, so I'm really excited to share it with you guys. I've wanted to do this one for a long time and I kept putting it off, so finally I decided it was time to get it done. Alright, with that, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Alright, section 1 goes like this. So we're going to break this up into 3 boxes. On that first box, what it looks like I'm doing here in the tabs is that I'm playing open G and then hammering on to the 2nd fret natural harmonic, which is kind of impossible. What I'm really doing there, and it was hard to articulate this in the tabs, is I'm playing open G and then I'm lightly touching my finger to the G string, not at the 2nd fret, but a little bit higher, at about a third of the way between the 2nd and the 3rd fret, okay, so about 2.3. Okay, so again, hit the open G string, lightly touch the string at about the 2.3 fret, and then bring the whammy bar down. In the second box, we're going to play the 2nd fret of the G, hammer on to 4, okay, and then you play 4 again with vibrato, okay. And then what you're going to do next is you're going to do a 2nd fret natural harmonic, but you dip the whammy bar down a little bit before you hit the note, okay? So you're going to dip the whammy bar down a little bit, hit that 2nd fret note, bring it up, bring it down. Now that harmonic may be tricky for you to pull off. I know a lot of people, and sometimes, with me too, it'll be hard to do that 2nd fret, so you could go back to that, 2.3 fret, and do it there instead. Most people will not know the difference. Here's this section one more time. All right, let's keep moving. All right, section 2 is going to go like this. So what you're first going to do is play the 2nd fret of the G string and then do a trill. And you should know what that is if you're tackling this solo, but basically it's lots of fast hammer-ons and pull-offs. So you're trilling on and off the 4th fret. So I could have tabbed it out like 2-4, 2-4, 2-4, 2-4 over and over, but I took a shortcut and I just put the trill notation there. Okay, and don't get caught up in how many times you trill. Just do what feels right. Now after you do that trill, you're going to tap onto the 9th fret of the G string, slide up to roughly the 21st fret, and pull off to the 2nd fret. Okay. All right, it doesn't have to be exactly the 21st fret. As I've tabbed it, it can be just anywhere near there because you're tapping and sliding up so quickly, nobody's going to notice if you go up to the 20th or the 22nd. Just slide up far, okay? Then after you pull off to that 2nd fret, you're going to bend up, down, and then add vibrato. Now notice that I tabbed that bend as a 3/4 step bend. That's what my ear hears, so somewhere between a half and a full step. But don't get too hung up on that, just go with what feels right. If it ends up being a half step or a full step, most people aren't going to notice, okay? Here's the section one more time. All right, let's keep moving. All right, here's section 3 at normal and then slow speed. Okay, let's break this one up into 2 boxes. And in that first box, the first thing you see there is the 2nd fret of the D, G, and B strings being played. Now, it looks like I'm playing them all at once, but that symbol right before that, if you've not seen that before, that's basically where you kind of rake across the strings in that order from the lowest string to the high string. I could have tabbed it out as sort of more of an arpeggiated type of movement, but you should understand what that means. And then you're going to play 5th fret of B followed by 2nd fret, 5th fret of G, 4th fret, then 4th fret D, then 2nd fret G, apply a pinch harmonic, half step up bend, and then 4-2 on D. Here's that first box again, slowly. Now in the second box is where we go So you're going to start by playing the second fret of the D string, hammer onto 4, and then 4 2 more times, so far. And then a second fret G string, bend up a quarter step, and then open D, so far. And then immediately you go up here to the 16th fret of the G and 17th fret of the B, play them together, but just bend up the 16th fret of the G. And then hold it. Before doing a whammy bar dip down. All right, here's this section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's keep moving. All right, here's section 4. And, as I did my due diligence and I was doing my research, I watched some other people play this solo on YouTube, and I only saw one guy get this section right. But here's how it goes. Now, in that first box, we're going to go like this. So what you're doing is you're playing the 20th fret of the high E. It's a very slow bend up, bringing it up 1.5 steps, or the equivalent of 3 frets, like this. Okay? Then when you're at the top of that bend, okay, most likely you've got all your fingers behind supporting that bend, right? Unless you're, Superman. And so if you lift off all those fingers except for your index finger, it should be at the 17th fret, right? And then you bring that note down. Okay? It's a little bit tricky. I know it's a little bit tricky. In fact, I used to play this a little bit differently. Okay, what I would do is I would bend up at the 20th fret, as we're showing here, up 1.5 steps. But then at the top of the bend, I would then switch over to the B string with my pinky on the 22nd fret and bring that down like this. That's the old catch and release type of trick. I did a video on that a while back. It's something Van Halen used to do quite a bit. But that's not what's going on. And the reason I figured that out is just watching the video of the original guitar player. Sorry, I forgot his name at the top of my head right now, but I'll put it on the screen. I was watching that original video of the song, and I can see him do that. Okay, now we know that sometimes in those videos people would not really be doing exactly what they're doing, but if you watch very carefully and slow the video down, you can see that movement, or most of that movement. Okay. Now, one of the other challenges with learning this solo and trying to do it exactly like the original guitar player is there are no performances of him other than the original, video where they're, kind of playing along to the original song. There's no live videos of him on YouTube. All the videos of this song being performed live with the band are with future guitar players. So that was kind of disappointing that I couldn't go back and see what he was doing with his fingers. But in that original video, that's what I caught. Okay. Then in the second box, we go like this. So you're going to play 20th fret of B, followed by 17th fret of high E, vibrato, and then 20th fret B, 17th fret E, slide down. All right? Here's the section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's move to section 5. All right, here's section 5 at normal and then slow speed. So with this part, you're going to bar your index finger across the 10th fret of the B and E strings, play them together, and then slide up to the 12th fret, and then play the 12th fret on both strings twice. Okay? Then we're going to play 14th fret of G and 14th fret of B at the same time, followed by 12 of G and B, and then back to 14th fret of G and B twice, and then 12 of G and B, and then 14th fret of D, vibrato, slide down. That part should be pretty easy if you're going to tackle this whole solo, so let's keep moving. All right, now with section 6, we've got this ascending run with hammer-ons and pull-offs, and it goes like this. All right, so the first box is where we do this. So first we're going to play 12th fret of the D, hammer on to 14, hammer on to 16, and then 12th fret of G. Okay, so far. And then 14th fret of G, hammer on to 16, pull off to 14, pull off to 12, and then 16 D. So far. Then you're going to play those last 6 notes, but with only picking the first note. So 12th fret of the G, hammer on to 14, hammer on to 16, pull off to 14, pull off to 12. And then 16th fret of D. And then 12, 14, 16 on G again with hammer-ons, slide up. Okay, so you're just sliding up to get ready for the next position. Okay, so that first box again, slowly. Then in the second box we go like this. So first you're going to play the 15th fret of the B, hammer on to 17, 19, pull off to 17, 15, and then 19 G. Then you're going to play 15, 17, 19, all picked 3 times in a row. So in the third box, we're going to play this. So what you're doing is playing the 15th fret of the high E, and then 17th fret, hammer on to 19, pull off to 17, pull off to 15, and then 19th fret of B. Okay? You play that twice. Then in the last box, we're going to play 15th fret of B, 15th fret of high E, and then 17th fret of high E, bend up kind of slowly, 1.5 steps. Okay? And when you do those 15th fret notes, the first 2 in that last box, they go by pretty quickly. You'll get it when you start practicing along to the original. Here's this section one more time at normal and then slow speed. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, you're going to basically slide your fingers down the top couple of strings. Okay? So after you hit that last note, you then kind of slide down slowly. All right, let's keep moving. Now for the finger tapping section. Goes like this. Now the timing of this one is a little bit tricky. Okay, if you just look at the tabs, it looks very straightforward, but when you start playing along to the original, you'll hear that the original guitar player was kind of going through it somewhat haphazardly, right? And it might feel like you're not even in time with the regular song. It's because he's just picking that so fast. It felt like an improvised kind of section. Like he knew where the notes he was going to play were, but he was just kind of going with the feel and letting it kind of flow out. So it's going to feel weird when you first start learning it. My recommendation, as usual, is to play along to the original slowed down. Okay? So in the first box, we're going to do So basically you're going to start by tapping onto the 7th fret of the high E, pulling off to the open string, and then hammering onto 4. And then you play that again. Then you're going to tap onto 7, pull off to 0, hammer onto 2, and then 704, 705, 704. So the first box again, slowly. The second box, we're going to go like this. So again, we're going to start with a 7th fret tap, pull off to 0, hammer onto 2, and then 704, 705, 704, and then 702 twice. Here's this entire section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's keep moving. All right, this next section we continue with the tapping, and it's going to go like this at normal and then slow speed. So in the first box, we're going to do this. So first thing you're going to do is tap onto the 5th fret of the high E, pull off to 0, hammer onto 2. And then you're going to do the same thing on the B string, tap onto 5, pull off to 0, hammer onto 2, but do that 2 times. Okay, so far. You play that whole thing twice. Now in the second box, we do this. So you're going to start with tap onto the 5th fret of B, pull off to 0, hammer onto 2, and then 502 on the high E, and then 502 on B, 502 on E, and then 502 on the B twice. Here's the second box again, slowly. Here's this entire section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's keep moving. All right, for section 9, this is basically the same thing as section 7 with one note difference, okay? The third note in is the 5th fret of the high E instead of the 4th fret. So in the first box, we're going to do this. So basically, it's tap on to the 7th, pull off to 0, hammer on to 5. So 705, then 704, then 702, 704, 705, 704. Then in the second box, we do this. So it's 702, 704, 705, 704, 702, 702. Here's the section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's keep moving. All right, section 10, the final section is going to go like this. So in the first box, we do this. So you're going to tap onto the 5th fret of the high E, pull off to 0, hammer onto 2. And then the same thing on the B string. Tap onto 5, pull off to 0, hammer onto 2 twice. Here's that first box slowly. Then the second box does the same exact thing, but at the end, you're going to tap onto the 5th fret and pull off to open B. Okay? Then in the third box, we do this. So first you're going to tap onto the 4th fret of the B string, pull off to 2, pull off to 0, and then do that again. Then you're going to do the same thing, 4, 2, 0 on the G and D strings. Then in the final box we do this. Now you'll notice that it can be challenging to play this part cleanly, especially when you slow down, right? So don't get too hung up on that. It's coming by really fast, and with the band blending in, it's okay if it's a little bit scruffy, all right? But in that final box, what you're doing is you're tapping onto the 5th fret of the D, pull off to 0, and then tap onto 4, pull off to 2, pull off to 0, and then tap onto the 4th fret of A, pull off to 0, hammer on to 2. And the 4 and the 0 go by pretty quickly. Here's this section one more time. Alright, that was my video showing you how to play the guitar solo from the song Inside Out from the band XYZ. If you found it informative or helpful, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and please hit that subscribe button if you've not done so already. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will attempt to answer them as time allows. Until next time, rock on.